Na signifies Krish, means Satartha or existence. Krishna is the whole existence. Also, Krish means attraction and Na means Ananda or bliss. Krishna is known as Mukunda because he wants to give everyone spiritual, eternal, blissful life. Unfortunately, because of the living entity's little independence, the living entity wants to deprogram the program of Krishna. The living entity wants to deprogram the program of Krishna. This is the material disease. Nonetheless, because Krishna wants to give transcendental bliss to the living entities, he appears in various forms. Therefore, he is called Krishna. Because Gargamuni was an astrologer, he knew what others did not know. Yet, Krishna has so many names that even Gargamuni did not know them all. It is to be concluded that Krishna, according to his transcendental activities, has many names and many forms. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport and translation to Canto 10, Chapter 8, Text 15 of Srimad Bhagavatam. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Gargamuni, in continuing to hint Nanda Maharaj about Krishna's identity as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is attempting to tell about Krishna's different names and forms. So here he is saying that your son has many names and forms according to his transcendental qualities and activities. And I know these names of the Lord, but people in general, they don't understand them. It includes Nanda Maharaj also, that even Nanda Maharaj does not understand Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the interesting part. He is telling Nanda Maharaj that people in general do not understand, but actually he is indicating, Nanda, even you are not understanding, that your son is God. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He has different names. Of course, Nanda Maharaj not knowing Krishna as the Supreme Lord is an arrangement by the Lord only. As we have discussed earlier, the Lord has brought in the influence of Yoga Maya so that Nanda Maharaj forgets Krishna's position as the Supreme Lord. And in this way, it will facilitate free dealings between Nanda and Krishna as father and son. So here Prabhupada explains how in the Brahma Samhita, Lord Brahma explains Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Anantarupam. Krishna, the Supreme Lord, has unlimited names. And he has unlimited forms because he has unlimited transcendental qualities and unlimited, countless, endless transcendental leelas or activities. So, if somebody says God has no name, One place Prabhupada says, yes, it is correct. God has no name. It means the other way around in English. This phrase actually means not that he does not have name. This actually indicates he has unlimited names. You cannot count upon only one name. Why he has unlimited names? Because he has unlimited qualities and activities. And based on the particular quality and activity he displays, he acquires that particular name. And people also identify the Lord with that name. So, what about Krishna then? So, we will come to that little later. But the fact is, Krishna has unlimited names. So Prabhupada explains, it is not that just because Gargumuni gave the name to this child as Krishna and that was his only name. No, he has many other names. Of course, it is also interesting to note here, just because Gargumuni gave the Namakaran as Krishna to this child of Nanda, does not mean Krishna got the name that time. Krishna's name existed eternally before Nanda Maharaj, before Gargumuni did the name giving ceremony to Nanda's son. Even before Namakarna, God's name is always Krishna only. But still Gargamuni did the Namakarna and gave the child's name as Krishna. This is part of the Leela. So, coming back to this particular context here and taking this line of thinking, that's why Bhagavatam you have to be very pointed and very focused. Shastra is like that. Scriptures are like that. You cannot generalize things and try to understand. And try to take reference from one context to the other context, from one scripture to other scripture, from one chapter to another chapter, one reference to another reference. And this is what most of the people do. And they get confused and they start doubting scriptures. And they start seeing non-coherence in the scriptural instructions and words. What they do not understand is scriptures has to be, as I said, understood in particular context. So this is very, very important. Like just now we said, you cannot say Krishna has only name, God has many names. No, actually God has no name, but actually because he has many names. So what is all this contradiction? Why are we contradicting so much in the very few 3-4 statements? It is not contradiction. All of them are standalone facts. Hold good. The problem here is we try to apply logic for everything. Logical sequence. So we have been trained in our modern education. Everything should go by logic and by sequence, and one should lead to the other. Not necessary. Knowledge has nothing to do with logic, necessarily. Logic is only a minor support for understanding knowledge. Knowledge is independent of logic, especially spiritual knowledge, absolute truth is completely independent of material logics. It's a very important point. Otherwise, you will see so many contradictions in scriptures. Just like we say, stool of anybody is impure, but then we say, animal stool is also impure, but cow dung is pure. Dead body is impure, but then the conch shell which we used to blow in the temple is from the bone of an animal. This shankha is the bone of an animal. Now, how are we using that? The charmer, which is used to whisk away mosquitoes. Most people don't know why are we doing the charmer, why are we doing this pankha. Peacock feather is called pankha in Sanskrit. And that charmer, it is meant to drive away all the flies and mosquitoes disturbing the Lord. That's why we do that charmer. It's the hair of a animal called yak. So yak's tail it is. So So it is taken from there. So people get confused. What is all this going on? So much of contradiction. We say don't harm animals, and you're taking the tail of an animal to, drive away flies. What is this? Then somebody will say, no, there is one mosquito. What is that? Like a badminton bat, no? There's a mosquito killer. That one bat is there. I'm also doing, so what is the problem? I'm also, trying to drive away flies. You're not driving away flies, you are killing the flies. Then somebody else will come with another argument. Okay, you are saying this is killing, but what about silk? And you say, Prabhu, only silk dress for Krishna. And so many cocoons have to sacrifice their life for producing silk. This is cruelty to animals. And how are you advocating and encouraging? Okay, you put cotton dress for the Lord, no? Why put silk dress? And so many jivas have to, living entities have to sacrifice. See, like this, no? Our head will roll. You go with these logics. Of course, there is reasoning also for all of these things. But the point is, you should develop Shraddha on Shastra. Shastra is, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains, you should read Chaitanya Charitamrita for this. What is Shastra, you should know. Or the position of Shastra. It is supremely authoritative. And in Shastras, there are no defects and illusions and mistakes and misleading information. All of which is present in a normal human being. Because the Shastra is free from mistakes, illusions, misinterpretations, misleading information, it is accepted as absolute authority. Why it has gained that status? Because it is directly spoken by the Supreme Lord. Sometimes it is said it is coming from the breathing of the Supreme Lord. Krishna talks about it in the Bhagavad Gita also in the 2nd chapter. Now, how many of you remember reading in the Bhagavad Gita? It is there in the 2nd chapter. The Vedas are coming from the breathing of Krishna. The Bhagavatam also it is there. So, because the Lord is all perfect, whatever He speaks is also all perfect. Can't be any mistakes and illusions and misrepresentations, misleading information. Nor the senses of the Lord are defective or limited. All perfect senses. Therefore, from His senses, whatever comes forth is all perfect. So therefore, for the limited intelligence of the human being and limited experience of the human being, many things in Shastra may look contradictory. But giving up this mundane logic, we have to accept the words of the Shastra as absolute truth. Then you will benefit. Just like Prabhupada says, even though there's a contradiction in the Shastra that stool is impure, then why are you accepting cow dung as pure? Then science has done research and finally found out, no, stool of cow particularly is not impure. It has got antiseptic properties. So therefore, Shastra does not wait for your realization and experimentation to prove that it is correct. Shastra does not wait for your evidence, your endorsing. It does not wait. When will you endorse? When will you realize? When will you experiment? And when will you figure out? You do one experiment, one life is over. You get one PhD, life is over. How many things are there in Shastra which is beyond your experience? The problem with the human brain is that we accept or believe only what we understand or what we see. That is a problem here. And something which we don't understand and we are not seen or experienced in our life, we tend to disregard, reject. The system will eject it out. That's our problem. Therefore, in Shastra, unfortunately, everything what is told in Shastra is all beyond human experience and knowledge. Therefore, most times people, normal man, tends to reject this as mythology. It is not in your experience. So, how can one person have unlimited activities, unlimited qualities, unlimited glories? How can one person have unlimited names? How can he have unlimited forms? That is why he is Bhagavan. No, he is not ordinary person. No, if he has only one form, one name, or maybe few names, few activities, he is a human being. At most, a superhuman being, or a superman, what we call. But God is, sometimes people take God as Superman. That is also not correct. Or a superhuman being. That is also not correct. He is not even a superhuman being. He is the supreme being of all beings. So, coming back to the discussion here, so the Lord has unlimited activities, and because of which the devotees glorify Him with unlimited names. So Prabhupada gives other names here. Bhakta Vatsala. Why is Krishna called Bhakta Vatsala? Krishna is Krishna, that's all. Why do you call him Bhakta Vatsala then? Because he is very pleased with his devotees. He likes devotees very much. Just like you like somebody, right? You don't like everybody, you like somebody. Some people you like, some things you like. So Krishna likes devotees, Bhakta Vatsala. He is very much fond of devotees. Sometimes he says he is very much fond of gadget. He's very much fond of YouTube. He's very much fond of this person, that person. Very much fond of cinemas. So Krishna, what is he fond of? God, what will be he fond of? He is fond of devotees. Bhakta Vatsala. He gives himself up to the devotees. For that we have to become a devotee. Like Prahalad, Narada, Pandavas. Devotee means they are devotees. Then what are we, Prabhu? We are all putting tilak and kantimal also. You only told to put, Prabhu. Yeah, we are called practicing devotees. We are all amateurs, beginners, trying to become devotee, trying to become Vaishnava. We're not actually become Vaishnava, but trying to become Vaishnava or a devotee. Devotee means Prahalad, Dhruva, Pandavas. There's nothing like a semi-devotee and a quarter devotee. Devotee means devotee, that's all. 100% devotee. There's nothing like in between percentage and all that. Otherwise, you are a practitioner, sadhaka. Rupa Goswami has analyzed that also. There are 3 levels in that also. Kanishta, Madhyama, and Uttama. We all know that. Okay. So Krishna is very fond of devotees. But of course, Krishna is also fond of. You should not think that he is not fond of us. He is fond of us also. But especially, he is fond of the pure devotees. What about the other living beings who are not devotees, apparently, by choice? They don't want to be devotees of God. Krishna, even such souls are dear to the Lord. No doubt. Because every part and parcel of Krishna is dear to him. But he's especially, he likes his devotees. So if it's called Bhakta Vatsala. He takes any amount of risk for his devotees. Therefore Krishna has promised in Bhagavad Gita. Name Bhakta Pranashyati. Declare it boldly, O Arjuna, to the whole world that my devotees never perish. And Krishna also breaks his promise for his devotees many times. Just to please his devotees, to protect his devotees. Even though they are not sought any such help and support, Krishna is always willing to help, support, protect his pure devotees, especially. Krishna also takes a lot of risk for the sake of his devotees. A lot of risk Krishna takes. As we know, when Bhishma Deva wanted to kill Arjuna on one particular day of the 18-day battle of the Kurukshetra, Krishna understood that today Bhishma is determined to kill Arjuna or break my promise. And what was Krishna's promise? That he will not lift any weapon. So Bhishma has decided and vowed that either Krishna has to break his promise to lift a weapon, then I will put down my weapon. Otherwise, today Arjuna will be finished. So Krishna understood that. So when the battle began, and he became very fierce. And Bhishma was about to release a particular arrow, which was supposed to be the end of Arjuna. Krishna, sensing that, immediately lifted the chariot wheel and charged towards Bhishma. You, Bhishma, what do you think of yourself? Now your end has come. Wait for the end. Immediately Bhishma, seeing Krishna lifting lifting the chariot wheel, not Sudarshana. Chariot wheel. Sudarshana was not there at that time. So Sudarshana was somewhere else. So chariot wheel was the immediate thing which Krishna can get hold of. Immediately he pulled out the chariot wheel and charged towards Bhishma. And when Bhishma caught sight of Krishna in this identity, Krishna lifting the chariot wheel, Bhishma immediately put down his bows and arrows and bowed down to Krishna. And Bhishma, they became very pleased. Bhishma is also a devotee of Krishna, but he wanted to see the Lord break his promise for another devotee. Both are devotees. See, Bhishma is a devotee, Arjuna is a devotee, and Krishna is stuck between both the devotees. What is Krishna going to do? So in order to protect both the devotees, because Bhishma also gave a promise. Krishna gave a promise to Arjuna, I will protect the devotees. Bhishma gave a promise to Duryodhana that I will kill Arjuna. So the Lord is in a fix. The Lord thought, okay, let me compromise myself. Why should the devotee compromise? I will compromise for my bhakta. Can you imagine God compromising? See, in our dealings, we don't want to compromise. We're very rigid sometimes. We're very stubborn. But here we see the quality of the Lord. He is not rigid and stubborn. He's very soft-hearted. That's why he's called Bhakta Vatsala. He's very fond of devotees. So he sacrificed his own promise. And the whole world accused the Lord as breaking his promise. Till today, that accusation continues. That's a fact. It is also a fact Krishna broke his promise. It's not a cover-up. There's nothing to cover up. It's a fact Krishna broke his promise. Yes, God broke his promise. And let that be a truth, that God broke his promise. But the point is, for what did he break his promise? So Krishna wants to be better known as Bhakta Vatsala than keeping his promise and put the devotee in trouble. Then he is called Giridhari again. He lifted the whole Govardhan, risking apparently his life, because he was a small boy of 7 years old. Indra became so angry and nobody could dare go against Indra. Indra is one of the most powerful demigods because there are 33 crore devatas. Among them, very few of them are very, very powerful. In that comes Brahma, Shiva, Indra. Then Surya and Chandra are also there. So Indra is very, very powerful. Among the 33 crore devatas, he's topping the list, top 5, you can say. Come with that. Brahma is top one among the devatas. So Indra will be the top 5 list. Super powerful. And if he does not send rain, finished. There is a drought. If he doesn't supply, just like there's a minister for oil and petroleum. Suppose he says, no, I'm going to stop all petroleum supply. All the cars have to go to garage. That's all. You have to walk and come. Padayatra you have to do, that's all. Sometimes it happens, some countries will not release oil. They don't do that. It's called monopoly, autocracy, dictatorship, some kind of craziness. But power is like that. It's fully in their control. So, Indra is water minister, rain minister, minister of rain. If he doesn't supply, then we don't have any possibility of consuming water. And there is no grains, because without rains, there are no grains. How will you sustain? So Indra's role is so important. So that's why the Vrajavasis, as we know, that they were all dependent on rains, because primarily the Vrajavasis, especially Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda, they all belong to the Vaishya community who depend on agriculture and cow for their subsistence. So rain is very important. And so they were preparing for Indra Yagna. But Krishna said, no, no, no. You don't offer all these things to Indra. After all, he is duty bound to send rain, whether you perform this yagna or not. He is duty bound to send rains. He cannot neglect his duty of sending rain. So then anyway, the yagna was diverted, and all the offerings meant for Indra was diverted to Govardhan. As we all know that pastime. And Indra became very angry, and we all know the whole story, how he sent torrential rains. And Krishna immediately lifted this Govardhan hill effortlessly, just like one lifts one mushroom. This is what Shukadeva Goswami says. You know mushroom? So small it is, this much only it is. A child can just lift it like that. So Krishna lifted Govardhan hill effortlessly, like a child lifts a mushroom with his hand. This Govardhan hill description is there. How big it is. Its peak was piercing the clouds. That was the height of Govardhan. The width of Govardhan was about 33 kilometers, 32 or 33 kilometers. The length was about 109 or 110 kilometers. The height is about 40 plus kilometers height. So, to save the devotees of Vrindavan from the wrath of Indra, because Indra became angry, he said, listening to this small boy, you guys have diverted my offerings, you have my wrath. And he sent torrential rains. It's not cyclone, it's not tufan, it's not any of those hood those things. All these kind of names they give, very good names they give for every cyclonic effect. None of those things. This was a cyclonic effect to destroy the whole universe, all the 14 planetary systems. That kind of rain and wind Indra sent. Krishna comfortably lifted the Govardhan and brought all of them under the shelter of Govardhan, and life was undisturbed for 7 days and 7 nights. So therefore Krishna became famous as Giridhari. Even taking risk, becoming an enemy of Indra. Doesn't matter. Let my devotees be comfortable and happy. Krishna is Govinda because he gives happiness to the cows and to the senses of every living being. Someday we think God puts us in trouble. That's contradictory in your understanding of God. The very name of God, Krishna, is Govinda, one who actually gives pleasure and transcendental bliss to the senses. So how can he cause pain to your senses, to your mind, to your body? It's a contradiction in your understanding. There is a short circuit in our understanding of God. It's called short circuit, our understanding of God. We don't understand what is God, actually. Some vague, feeble understanding we have God. We don't have a clear understanding of God. We think God should, fulfill all my demands, and everything should go as per my plan, my thinking, my perspective, and that is all perfect. It's very limited perspective we have got, because very limited experience, because we are tiny jiva. You can never have unlimited experience, ever. Constitutionally, we are like that. You can never imitate God. So God knows the best for us, and then He'll do the best. That faith, transcendental faith, one must develop. Otherwise, we'll remain a neophyte devotee. even after years of practicing or being a pious man or practicing spiritual life, will still remain a neophyte. So we have to develop transcendental faith on the transcendental Lord and His decisions. And we respect His decisions. We respect the Lord's decisions for our life. We don't reject or disregard or express disgust. No. Of course, a neophyte devotee does do that. That's a neophyte, not a mature devotee. Even if I am suffering, there is a reason for that. Oh, Lord has sent this suffering? Very good. Thank you. Maybe my karma is going. Maybe my pride is crushed. God always has the best reason for everything He does. So at least this much sense one should have. It's not even advanced sense of Krishna consciousness, basic sense of Krishna consciousness. This much you should know. God does not do anything which will jeopardize, which will put us into trouble and pain. Why will you do that? That means one lacks even common sense understanding of God, basic understanding of God, who is all loving. And He's our eternal Father, loving Mother. Why will He put us in trouble? That means basic understanding also we are lacking. So therefore here Krishna is Govinda. He is famous as one who gives pleasure, joy, happiness, transcendental bliss to the senses. See, transcendental bliss to the senses, not necessarily material bliss. This is a mistake we do. We're thinking, why I'm not happy, no? No. Govinda means one who gives spiritual joy, spiritual happiness to your senses, not material happiness necessarily. Material happiness is ignorance, illusion. That is the first teaching of Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, the second chapter. You are not the body. It's an illusion. Then why should Krishna give you illusory happiness and put you more in illusion? Why should the Lord be the cause of your ignorance? He will never do that. Govinda. Then Gopala. You see, Krishna is very fond of cows. Palaka, maintainer, protector. Of whom? Cows. Krishna is very fond of cows. In this world and even in the spiritual world. He's always seen spending time with cows. So they're not ordinary creatures. And these cows supply wonderful milk, which is extremely important for developing Brahminical qualities, for developing Sattva Guna, for developing mode of goodness, for developing Sattvic intelligence, and even more spiritual intelligence. Prabhupada says if you drink cow's milk, then the finer brain tissues will get activated in your brain, which is meant for higher understanding, spiritual understanding. Otherwise, those finer brain tissues will not get activated. So, cow's milk is very, very important, especially for devotees and even everybody, especially for devotees. So, therefore, Krishna is very fond of these cows. I have spoken with this cow also long back during Corona time. There are 2 episodes of cow I have spoken. The glories of cows. So, and some interesting things Prabhupada explains technically about Krishna's name. Few of them Prabhupada mentions here. So Krishna, the word Krish means Satartha or existence. And Na means one who. Na means negation. So one who stops the repetition of birth and death. So Krishna actually combined, Krish plus Na combined becomes one who puts an end to the cycle of birth and death in your life. So when you come in touch with Krishna, that is the last birth for you. That is the meaning of the word Krishna. So anybody who takes the name of Krishna, 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 that means you are approaching the life of deathlessness. Because Krishna is one who stops the cycle of birth and death. Then another meaning Prabhupada explains is, Krish means attraction, karshati. But the root word is Krish, karshana. If you're not attracted by Krish, na, karshati, attraction, you'll be attracted by garshana. Always shouting, chastising in that mode of operation. Garshana. Either Karshana or Garshana. But the Karshana should be to Krishna. Karsha. Krish. Krish means attraction and Na means Ananda or bliss. So Krishna actually means one who is all attractive and who is all blissful. Therefore God's another name is Krishna. See? Then Krishna is also called Mukunda, Prabhupada explains, because he brings about the living entity's original nature called Ananda, that Sat Chit Ananda, that feature Krishna expands. So anybody who takes Krishna's name or comes to Krishna, he'll give them transcendental bliss. Therefore he is called Mukunda, because he awards transcendental bliss as opposed to pain from the repetitive cycle of birth and death. So therefore Mukunda is also called one who mukti, gives mukti. Da means dayate, to give, to award, to offer, to bestow. So dayate, to give, to bestow. What? Mukti. So one who gives mukti is Mukunda. Mukti from the repetitive cycle of birth and death. Mukti from bodily concept of life. Mukti from so many things, so many anarthas. From our attraction and attachment to material things, which are causing all the pain. The root cause of all the pain in our life is our attraction and attachment to this material body and material existence. Prahlad Maharaj has spoken about this long back, millions of years back. Asat grihat, he has used this word. Sada samudvigna diyam asat grihat. Samudvigna. Vigna means trouble, anxiety, complication, mess up. Samudvigna means complete mess up. Total mess. Foolproof mess. It's called samudvigna. Why this samudvigna is happening in our life? Because Prahlad Maharaj says, samudvigna dhyam. Dhyam means consciousness. Your consciousness is absorbed in full anxiety. Because we create mess. When do you become anxious? When you put in anxiety, when you make a mess. When things are fine, where is the question of anxiety? No anxiety. When you do something gadbad, Kannada we say gaji biji, something we do, then there's anxiety. So, samudvigna dhyam. Why this mess is happening? Asat grihat. Why this anxiety? Asat grihat. Because we are stuck with asat, untruth. What is that? This body is untruth. This material life is untruth. Untruth means that Prabhupada, we are sitting here, we have a life, we have a life going on, it's false. So what do you mean by untruth here? Untruth means, in comparison to your spiritual identity, spiritual existence, this material body is simply a passing phase. Material life is a passing phase. And it is an acquired life. Acquired body. Everything is acquired. Acquired means not you. That's why in English that word acquired. It's outside, you are getting it. It's not you. Acquiring. So this material body, material life, it's all acquired. Even material intelligence, material mind, material relationships, all acquired. Artificial. It doesn't remain long time, temporary. but you take it as eternal, and that is the illusion. And you think this is the cause of transcendental bliss, that is the illusion. The body is not an illusion. Persons are not illusions. People are not illusion. Things are not illusion. The illusion is you think these are eternal, these are the cause of transcendental bliss, and I am the independent enjoyer of all of these things. I am God. Everything is meant for my enjoyment. These are the illusions. So, so Krishna relieves us from all these things. Therefore, it's called Mukunda. So, so Krishna wants to give us transcendental bliss, not material bliss. Materially, there is no bliss anyway. The bliss word cannot be used for material in material context. Cannot use that. So having said this much, Prabhupada continues saying, unfortunately, because of the living entity's little independence, the living entity wants to deprogram the program of Krishna. See? So Prabhupada says, deprogram the program of Krishna. Krishna has a program for us, and he is Govinda, he is Mukunda, he wants to give us transcendental bliss, but we want to reverse it. He has a plan and a path and a route map, a blueprint. How you can be in transcendental bliss, even in this world, even in this material body. Although is a cause of pain and source of pain we have discussed, but still, if you transcend or cross over the limitation of the material body, material life, and disassociate or disidentify with the material body as yours, then you are transcendentally situated, spiritually situated, in your original position as spirit soul, part and parcel of Krishna. Then there is a possibility of transcendental bliss. So Krishna wants to give that. So Krishna has a program. By practicing the path of bhakti, yoga, you can practice the path of bhakti yoga, you can experience this. But we are deprogramming all the program of Krishna. And that is the material disease. We have opposite number program we have got. Everything opposed to our soul's interest. Nate swartha gatam hi Vishnu. Durashaya. Because of Durasha, this deprogramming is happening. So that is the material disease, Prabhupada says. And unfortunately, people think that, Krishna's program, temple's program is deprogramming, and their program is perfect programming. It's actually a joke, actually. It's funny. It's very unfortunate also. That's why you see, especially, at least today, it's much different. In 1960s, when Prabhupada started the Krishna consciousness movement, 1960s and 70s, ISKCON was branded as deprogrammers. It was a criminal offense against ISKCON in the Western world, in Canada, many places. We were being filed many suits in the court as deprogrammers. Dangerous. It was this deprogram is a criminal case, not a civil case. Just like there was one in Canada, there was one Mataji was there, and she became a very nice devotee. She had two brothers, they also became devotees. So, very famous devotees. Anyway, so once in 1975 in Chicago, one Wax family, Mr. and Mrs. Wax, husband and wife from the Wax family, they were the writers and editing managers of the Playboy magazine, very famous those days, Playboy magazine. So they were the editing managers of that magazine. So when they met Prabhupada, they were having conversation, but they were quite sober. So some discussion was going on. Then, so the devotee was trying to say that how in Los Angeles, one parent came, and then they were very upset that their daughter has become Krishna conscious, become a devotee, she has taken up Krishna consciousness. So then, so they were having heated argument with the devotees in the temple. How did you brainwash, deprogram my daughter like that and all? We said we have not done anything actually. Then they said, no, my daughter has gone crazy now. And she's all the time chanting, reading Bhagavad Gita, something strange. Why is she all the time on the beads? Why is she all the time on this book, one single book, Bhagavad Gita? And she has given up meat and drugs and all these things. What is all this? Why has she given up drugs? So the devotee said, oh, so that's good news, right? She has given up meat, she has given up drugs, then she was having, all kinds of wrong habits and qualities. She has given up all of that. It's good, right? Oh no! I wish that she would be continuing taking drugs, eating meat, and doing all such things. And that's far better than this Hare Krishna. I feel that's good for my daughter. Really? You think that's good for your daughter? Yes. I think that's much better. Not this Hare Krishna and all this nonsense. You see? This is how the world, some of the people in the world think like, very strange. They think we are strange, we take they are strange. Then there was one more devotee by name Lakshmi Narayana Prabhu. His name is Lakshmi Narayan Das. So one family, one parent, there was very famous, I think in the 1960s, 70s, one very famous person is there by name Ted Patrick. He is famous for deprogramming and kidnapping. Anybody who is religious, it irritates him. Not only ISKCON, any religious person, it irritates him. It's like a pinprick for him. If he sees a religious person, it's like that for him. So, many parents, not necessarily ISKCON, even otherwise, many parents, they hire this Ted Patrick. And those days, you can imagine, 1970s, I'm saying, those days, they would hire him to a value of $1,000 to $25,000 to deprogram their children from religious faith and beliefs. So, one such parent, they hired this Ted Patrick and told him to kidnap their own son from ISKCON, from Hare Krishna. His name is Lakshmi Narayan Prabhu. And they succeeded in kidnapping him and tried deprogramming him so much. Then when the devotees asked, why is he deprogramming? No. Because this Hare Krishna, they've hypnotized this boy by making him chant or making him hear the chanting of Hare Krishna. So they've actually hypnotized him. So I am doing good. I am therefore running this deprogramming. And they apply very harsh techniques in deprogramming. Very, very harsh. And then they just snatch away the neck beads, break the neck beads, and they tear up the pictures of Krishna and Bhagavad Gita. So all such kind of things. And then they will force them to eat meat. All such kind of things they will do. Of course, fortunately, then devotees filed a case in the court. And finally, devotees won the case and he was imprisoned. He went to imprisonment for about 6 months. But after that, he got a bail. But he was banned from entering Canada anymore. Post that. That's a good news for devotees. And now he's not there, he is gone also. So like that, you see how when we try to make people Krishna conscious, make them become attached to Krishna, they want them become attached to drugs. We make them become attached to Hare Krishna and Prasadam. They want them to become attached to meat. And this is what do you say? Mistake which they are seeing in devotees. Very strange. When we are telling people give up meat eating, intoxication, illicit sex and gambling and all these things, they think this is a big problem. There's a big danger from the Hare Krishna movement. If this goes on, then there will be no more meat industry. It's a big danger for the world. So they think danger for the world is if there is no more meat available. There is no more alcohol available for consumption. The Hare Krishnas, if they come, they will ban all these things. And all Prabhupada says all the demons will die. And devotees say, Jai Hari Bol. Like that. But the devotees, but the non-devotees, the asuras, go very scared. That's why they're always opposing devotees. Always plotting. Something other, they have to pick some fault with devotees. Something other, they have to pick up fault with the devotees. And put them in trouble. So this is going on. This is the material disease. Nonetheless, Prabhupada continues, because Krishna wants to give transcendental bliss to the living entities, he appears in various forms. And he tries in so many ways, he sends his devotees to somehow make some sense to the living entities and convince them that Krishna consciousness is all good. And if we take up, we stand to benefit. Like that. So therefore, in conclusion, God has many names based on his activities, qualities, and in relationship with his devotees. He has many names, unlimited names. So you cannot say this is the only name. Then finally I came with a question that then why do you say Krishna? So what is his name Krishna? So there are unlimited names. So which name to call by? You can call by any name. But it must be the name of God. Cannot be any other name. But among the millions of names of God, bona fide names of God, Krishna is the principal name of God, which is an all-inclusive name of God. Why? Because his name Krishna encompasses all the qualities and activities of the Lord. All-inclusive name of God is Krishna. It's called Bhakta Vatsala. He's very attractive to the devotees. And devotees are very attractive to him. And that's what we're saying, Krishna is all attractive. So Gopala is very fond of cows. Cows are attracted to Krishna. Krishna are attracted to cows. That's why we're saying that Krishna is all attractive. Govinda is very, he likes the cows. He gives pleasure to the cows. He gives pleasure to the senses. All the living beings are attracted to Krishna. Therefore, he's called Krishna, the all attractive. He attracts everything in the creation. Therefore, he's all attractive. Every name of God has a unique feature which makes him attractive. And therefore, the all attractive feature of God is called Krishna in Sanskrit. Therefore, God's name, if you want to single out one name, it can only be Krishna in Sanskrit. Okay. So I'll stop here. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. So Hare Krishna. 2 weeks from now, we have this book distribution marathon beginning for about 2-month period, December and January. So these books and this transcendental knowledge actually has saved us. Saved us from material life, material existence. It's actually a fact. Now somebody may say, I didn't read the book Prabhu. Some Prabhu preached to me. But that also is read from the books only, Or somebody may say, not Prabhu, I came to the temple, I became inspired. But temple is being run on the basis of the books of Prabhupada. Therefore, however you take it, finally the route goes to the books of Prabhupada. If we're all devotees sitting here, it is because of these books here. Therefore, it is very, very important. And as a matter of gratitude, we should also show our gratitude to the Guru. Just we say Guru Dakshina. You've received some benefit, you have to return something. Not monetarily or not as a matter of trade, but it's a matter of gratitude, return back. So Guru, we receive so much. Krishna, we receive so much. So we have a gratitude. We have to be grateful. And the best way of fulfilling that aspect of gratitude of us towards the Guru or Krishna is by making another person a devotee. Prabhu, I can't preach. No, you don't have to preach. Just take the book, stand in front of the other person. Show this. Yenide? You will say, I'm not a good preacher. No, you just show the book. Let him read by himself. That much easy it is. Most time we are trapped by thinking, oh, I can't speak like you, no. I can't preach. I don't know what to answer. They'll ask very tough questions. Nothing. They'll ask some question. Show this. Read. One paragraph you read. After that, he'll become quiet. So books will preach by itself. You don't have to be a preacher at all. Simply stand with the book and you get your credit. Krishna will be very pleased. He'll give you unlimited blessings. Krishna is coming to this world for that very purpose. To deliver the jivas, to attract the jivas towards him. And you are assisting Krishna's program. Personally. That you should note with importance. If you have to personally assist Krishna, God, you have to do book distribution. Nothing to do with male, female, Mataji, Prabhuji, nothing. Do you want to serve Krishna personally and fulfill Krishna's desire? Personal desire of Krishna is what? That you come back to him. But how will that happen? If you show this Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam to them. When they read Krishna's words, it will awaken the soul. You don't have to do that. Prabhupada, Acharya will do that. Krishna will do that. You read one line, suddenly something will strike you. There are many interesting stories, but I think there is no time. Maybe sometime later I will share how it has transformed people's lives. Actually, drastically. Transform people's lives drastically. If they read Prabhupada's books, it has got life. It's changed life. So therefore, if you assist in this most important task for which Krishna comes every yuga, in your own way, if you assist, simply stand and show the book. That's all. Every opportunity, stand, show the book. That's all. Pray to Krishna. Krishna, I don't know anything. But I've been told to do. Prabhupada has ordered, distribute my book. So, because of Prabhupada's order, I'm doing this. But I don't know what to say, what to speak. I don't have any power to convince people. I'm not intelligent. I'm not a preacher. I'm nothing Prabhupada. But my duty is there. They told me you should do book distribution. I am doing it. That's all. And that is enough. You get 100 marks, you will get. You may know whole 700 verses of Bhagavad Gita. You will not distribute one book. What is the use of such knowledge? Krishna is least interested with such a person who knows all the 700 verses of Bhagavad Gita. And yet not willing to serve Krishna. You see? What a difference it makes, isn't it? So like that. So please help Krishna, help Prabhupada, make more devotees, and you will become better devotee in that way. Krishna will give you very, very special blessings. So please help us, help Prabhupada distribute and increase the number of devotees of the Lord and make their life happier, and in that way make our life happier also. Okay. So mostly next Sunday we will have this meeting. That mostly in that meeting I will share more stories. No philosophy, I promise. Only stories. So life transforming stories are there. Bewildering stories are there. So you'll be shocked actually. What risks devotees take to do book distribution. So next Sunday we may have that after the Bhagavatam class. So the book distributors can also come for that meeting. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.